Thought I'd seen it all before. A world of trouble knocking at my door. But this ain't like nothing that I recall.
Welcome to In Crisis, Travel Retail Voices. This is our new podcast series where we speak to travel retail executives all around the world to see how they and their businesses are coping with the COVID-19 crisis. Now today's episode features a trio of voices taken from our first ever virtual wine o'clock, a wonderful, exuberant, but often poignant gathering of around 60 executives from the global travel retail community that we conducted online on Thursday. Our first virtual chat was with Pier Giuseppe Sales Director at Massi Agricola in Verona, Italy, just an hour or so's drive from Lombardy, the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. Pier Giuseppe handles travel retail and exports worldwide for Massi, most famous of course for its magnificent Amarone wines. I started by asking Pier Giuseppe how things are with him and his family.
First of all, we are all good and we are all fine. That is the most important. In the family and also the winery and in our area, I'm in Lake Garda near Verona. And here we are in the middle of a difficult area, but not exactly where we live. Here there are a few cases, so we are quite lucky. However, it's already 2.5 weeks that we are locked in our apartment, in our houses. We cannot move. Luckily, I'm close to the lake. Actually, I'm outside. Just today, I want to share with you my view. The hills of Lake Garda and the lake down there is a bit of breathe because I cannot go out if not for grocery shopping. Even my kids, the 2 little kids, they cannot go out. And we stay here in this balcony, and that's our space during the day. And we try to play and have fun. And then a bit of homework as everybody, I guess. You know the numbers of deaths.
It's a terrible thing, Pier Giuseppe. Just tell us the mood among the people. I mean, there's a great deal of resilience, we can see that, but there's also a great deal of despair because so many people are losing so many people. Just try and sum up for us, if you will, the kind of national sentiment.
No, there is a lot of sadness and concern for what's happening in certain areas, not far from here in Brescia and Bergamo. On the other side of the lake, basically, there are many fatalities. And many people, they lose relatives. So there is a lot of concern and sadness. But it's also moving some positive energy and a lot of solidarity, I think. There are a lot of chains of support, donation, people that try to help in any way the area that are more hit by this virus. We see, luckily, there are some signs of getting better. And hopefully, step by step, we will get out soon of it. At the moment, there is no despair, there is no anxiousness about it. And everybody, I have to say that to be Italians, I have to say in general, we are quite good, surprisingly, in respecting the law and the measurement that has been taken. My village here is basically desert. You don't see cars, you don't see people going around. Because everybody is playing by the rule, and that's important in this moment.
We then moved on to Sandro Bottega, founder of Prosecco producer Bottega, a man who once said that he aspires to be the Leonardo da Vinci of the wine world in terms of innovation and invention. Well, he's all that and more, one of the most creative and charismatic figures in the history of travel retail. And though the situation is very bad, Sandro, as always, is looking forward, as he told my colleague Dermot Davitt on the call.
I think that everything will be all right again. I think so. I think that we have scientists in Italy, in UK, all over the world, United States, all over Europe, in Asia, that will be able to find the right medicine. For the moment, the only medicine is to stay home, but remember, stay home drinking wine.
That's a good.
Sorry to say that, but there is not. I think that everybody inside this team, inside this group of friends, we need to smile because I think that everybody is extremely worried.
Yeah, for sure. And Sandro, just in terms of, we don't want to talk too much business, but presumably everything is really stopped in terms of shipping and supply, and obviously the retailers aren't open, so really there's no business at all being done out there.
Exactly. We are still shipping some orders because normally we work with between 2 or 3 orders in advance, but it is minimum 90% down, let's say 95% down of normal. We will start the production of alcohol for disinfect. We start from Monday, we start the production of some kind of igienizzante in Italian language to hygienize hands based on alcohol. And this will make more than business, will make some donation that we will make for the people that apply, because it is not a lot of money involved.
Okay, so you're giving over some of your production facility to make hydrogel, I suppose, and other products for helping people?
Alcohol and hygienizer, and that's it.
Finally, I spoke to Steve Corrigan in New York, a city in which COVID-19 is cutting a tragic swathe. Steve, well known to many in the duty-free industry through long stints with Pernod Ricard and William Grant & Sons, has been working most recently in the city's hospitality industry, another sector, like travel retail, that has been devastated by the crisis. Steve, you won't mind me sharing this story. You said rather than take the government handout that's on offer, because Steve's hospitality industry is shut down right now, he said he's going to go out and take a job with Amazon. And I just said, be really careful, Steve-o, because that's front line as well. Anyone who's working in an airport, working in deliveries, we forget people working in supermarkets, they're all brave as well. They're all showing their courage as well. So Steve-o, just tell us about New York. I mean, it's a city that's seen a lot in recent years, and it's going through a lot now. Just tell us how you're feeling, your family feeling, how the city's feeling.
Thanks, Martin. Thankfully, where we live is about 25 minutes directly up the Hudson River from Midtown Manhattan. Manhattan is obviously, you've all seen the news coverage. It's absolutely surreal what's happening there. And it's not surprising because of the population density that this is happening. So Martin, to your question about me and my family, we're doing okay. I've got my 2 teenage kids at home. We have a lovely house with a nice backyard and some outdoor space. It's a beautiful early springtime here in the Northeast. Flowers are in bloom, still a bit of chill in the air, but we are able to get outside. And that, as I think we all know, just looking at some of the pictures around this Zoom call, being outside and getting some sunshine and getting some fresh air, it does the spirit a world of good. I'm glad I'm not in a 40-story Manhattan apartment. I really feel for those people. But I watched a video, which I'd be happy to share, just the other day. One of the head doctors at Cornell Hospital here in Manhattan, which is essentially, I mean, if New York City is the epicenter of the crisis here in the States, this hospital is the epicenter of that, and he's one of the guys who is heading up the efforts there. Very, very good, sober message from him on how we approach this. And it's pretty straightforward stuff in terms of the rules of engagement. You know, how the virus is passed. You've got the absolute importance of keeping your hands sanitary, not touching your face. And it's quite good for any of those. Martin, maybe I'll send it to you, because anyone out there who's feeling quite fearful, and it's so easy to feel it. This guy is really good at telling us from the very front lines how to manage this and what the rules of engagement are. And it gives us hope, just as some of the other people have been saying. I mean, this will pass. This virus, the medical experts, they understand it. It's going to make its run through population, but we will come to the other side of this. And I think, if for no other reason, that's a message that can give all of us hope and a good cheer. So my message from New York City is, yeah, it's really tough times. We're right in the thick of this thing right now. But we're hopeful, and we're understanding the rules of the game. And the quicker we can all do that and start to play by those rules, the quicker we'll get through this.
I'm Martin Moody with In Crisis, Travel Retail Voices.
And I swear one day we're gonna put this all behind us, and come what may, we will survive. I think it's safe to say that better times are gonna find us. Hope it won't be long till this trouble is gone.